welcome to another video. And today, you guys love this topic, and I enjoy talking about it as well. We're gonna sit down, we're gonna have a nice chat, and it's a long time coming, about GameStop. GameStop, it's been a while. There really hasn't been much to say, at least on my end, about the current state of affairs with GameStop, because let's be honest, like, the pandemic has been slowly killing this company, and they've done some heinous stuff per the usual during the COVID-19 pandemic, like making their workers work in what I would call extremely unsafe working conditions, not giving them the proper funding even to get cleaning materials because of the pandemic, making them stay open even though state mandates tell them they have to close, to the point of having to give them a fucking letter to the officer or whoever's gonna come and say shut your fucking shit down. They had a letter for that, like wild shit. That was probably the last place I think I left talking about GameStop on this channel, because since then there really just hasn't been a lot to talk about in terms of like modern GameStop. So with that being said, we're gonna talk about a big thing that has just happened with GameStop, and this is gonna be a little bit different of a video. I'm trying some new stuff out, so hopefully you guys enjoy it. So this article comes to us from Games Radar, and as you can see, the title says it all. GameStop staff hit with layoffs as company focuses on NFTs. You heard that right. GameStop is focused on something that's already dying. Where have you heard that one before? iDevices, burner phone services. GameStop always likes to get into what they think is the hot next thing, like 6 to 12 months after it's been the next hot thing. Remember in like early 2017 when all the kids wanted to play with fidget spinners? It seems like they got into that shit at the very end of it. It's stuff like that. Sometimes it's a small trend, sometimes it's something big and incredibly shitty like NFTs. So let's go ahead and look through this article. Like I said, it comes to us from Games Radar, and I'm just going to look over some stuff. We're going to have some fun here. GameStop and Game Informer are reportedly facing massive layoffs as senior management switches out the company's chief financial officer. An internal memo obtained by Axios, GameStop CEO Matt Furlong said a number of employees would be let go as the company struggles to achieve sustained profitability. The publication noted that GameStop has been hemorrhaging cash for some time now. I struggled to read that last paragraph. I had to re-record it 3 times because I wanted to laugh. No fucking surprise here. GameStop has been hemorrhaging money for a while. This is a company that when I started, not counting when I was there in 2006, but when I started in 2013 as a key holder, I'd say up until about 2016, the one thing you'd hear every time, at least I would from my district manager at the time, was how healthy the company was, how they were very cash heavy, they had all this cash and stuff. And then 2016 hit, and just a lot of factors. You used to have like big midnight releases where it'd be like 60, 70, 80, 100 people waiting for something like, let's say, Skyrim or Batman Arkham Knight, or something big and huge. That all kind of ended at the end of 2015, early 2016. People started going digital. People had started to realize, like, if I buy the game and preload it digitally, I'm going to be able to actually play at 11 o'clock. It's not like the 360 generation where you just pop a disc in your machine and you're pretty much ready to go. Later on, when you did an install, you'd have to install the disc, but even then it was really, really small. It wasn't like a huge installation or anything like that. This past generation, installs could take a long time. So people started to realize, like, why am I going and buying a physical disc when I have to wait for the installation anyways? I can just buy it digitally. And that's kind of what happened. Digital kind of just took over for game releases. That really, really hurt GameStop. Furlong noted that GameStop had hired 600 new employees in 2021 and the first half of 2022, but he's now apparently reversing course as management better understands the transformation needs of the company. Let me be clear. The only person that understands that is the CEO and the board of directors. The people underneath, they don't fucking know about this. They have no knowledge. Furlan said remaining store managers and staff would receive a significant investment. Game Informer was also hit with layoffs, mostly targeting the publication's video production team. This decision means eliminating excess costs and operating with an intense owner's mentality, wrote Furlan. Everyone in the organization must become even more hands-on and embrace a heightened level of accountability for results. Basically, they brought a shark in here. This is someone, a CEO that's extremely aggressive to get results, which means cutting the fat wherever they can. And cutting the fat in this case is letting off 20% of corporate management. That's right, you heard me, 20% of corporate management was laid off this past week. And while I personally, I feel bad for anybody that's being laid off, most of the corporate people that I ever dealt with were literal corporate bootlickers that didn't give a fuck about you. So I have to say, I'm kind of internally laughing about this because these people are finally getting what they deserve after treating everyone underneath them like literal trash for years. The layoffs come amidst growing unrest with GameStop employees. Complaints of low pay, high quotas, and at least in one case, an abusive district manager have resulted in GameStop taking to social media to express their frustrations. One store in Nebraska was even forced to shut down as both staff and the store manager quit in mass. This was actually a great story. I almost did a video on this a couple weeks ago, but good on them. Like, don't put up with abuse anywhere that you work, but especially in a retail environment. Retail employees get shit on, and I think they're like, especially for me who was in the shit for over 10 years with retail, I have more respect for people that work in retail than I do in any other type of job because they're on the front lines every day. They deal with the most garbage. So if your upper management is gonna be fucking terrible to you, then good on them for getting out. GameStop is also pivoting into the volatile crypto market with its own brand of NFTs. GameStop recently launched its own NFT marketplace, GameStop NFT, which is now accepting applications to become a creator. The timing of this endeavor couldn't have been worse, however, as cryptocurrency values have crashed in recent months and NFT sales volumes have dropped to its lowest in over a year. Yes, that's right. As I said at the beginning of this video, GameStop's once again made a bad fucking decision because they always make bad fucking decisions. It's like nobody at this company has any idea how to run a video game store. So instead they just keep jumping from trend to trend because they have no idea how to actually make it a good working environment and a place that customers want to return to. Customers have also expressed criticisms of the recent layoffs, noting that cutting jobs while taking wild risks with crypto seems irresponsible. GameStop is also swapping its chief financial officer, Mike Recupero, I probably butchered that guy's name, but I don't really fucking care, has left the company and will be replaced by chief accounting director Diana Jaje. Recupero spent less than a year as GameStop's CFO, but according to Axios' Steven Totillo, he will receive a severance package of around $2 million. Yeah, that seems about fucking right. Yeah, and that kind of wraps up that article. I mean, it's fucking incredible. GameStop, seriously, what are we doing? What are we doing? We have no idea. We're so far behind with everything when it comes to GameStop. This is a company that they've had, how many CEOs have they had since the pandemic started? 6? It got so bad that at one point Reggie from Nintendo, formerly of Nintendo, was on the board of directors and he fucking left because how bad it was. That's really bad. I don't have a better way to explain that. And I know it sounds hyperbolic, but it's really bad when you get somebody like Reggie, someone who's incredibly passionate about video games, to leave a video game company. Wow. Insane. What an actual shocker here it is that GameStop, has finally taken the correct action and released people that should have been released a long time ago. Cutting people that are at the corporate level is the highest amount of fat that they could cut besides cutting the board of directors. These are people that are basically overpaid district babysitters. Anybody that's a district manager at this company, you're lucky if you get one that's good. In my 4.5 years at GameStop, I was under only 2 district managers. One of them was pretty okay. The other one is one of the worst fucking people I've ever met in my life. A complete racist, a complete misogynistic, just a real asshole. And he was the kind of person where it's like, when he finally got his, it was very, I felt very vindicated. I mean, the people I worked with felt very vindicated. But after that, we finally got somebody who was decent and understood that, like, hey man, if I just let them run this like a video game store, they're gonna produce results. And that's my message to anybody that's left at a corporate level that maybe watches this video. Let your stores run their stores like a fucking video game store. Don't let them run this shit like it's like it's any other retail thing than it needs to be. You know, for people that are corporate, or maybe somebody from the board of directors watch this video, stop investing in garbage. Don't invest in NFTs. They're fucking trash. Nobody likes them. No one in the world likes NFTs. I've seen so many scams. Every single person, every single content creator, musician, actor, anybody you can think of that I follow or I know or care about, that I've watched that has dipped their toe into NFTs, has gotten fucked over. Every single time. It's impossible. You want to see a great explanation for what NFTs are? Go watch this South Park cut that they made fun of NFTs, like one of the most recent specials. It's amazing. It explains perfectly how bullshit NFTs are. And I can't stress that enough. And I don't want to spend this entire video talking about how much I hate NFTs, because that's a rant video of its own. But it's just preposterous to me. And it goes without saying, when I look at this article and I go, you cut 20% of your corporate staff, smart decision, but to invest into NFTs, terrible fucking decision. So don't cut these people because you want to invest in something that's already dying, like your company. Instead, invest in something that might save your company. Like, how about more employees at the lower level, and maybe how about paying them a little bit better, giving them benefits, and actually giving them room to breathe to sell the products. How hard is that? Well, I've said many, many times on this channel, and I'll continue to say, when it was just me and my buds working at GameStop, we had a great time. Was it a low-paying job? Yes. Was everything above management to the corporate level complete garbage and chaos? Abso-fucking-lutely. But when it was just us running it like a game store, it was some of the best times I've had in my life. I can't argue that. Some of my best friends that I've met in my life came from GameStop. But it's not a forever career, and I feel bad for the people that tried to make it a forever career. Again, I love closing these videos the same way every time, but if you're watching this video on your other side of this, and you are still a GameStop employee, get out of there. Go find something else, anything else. You have so many valuable skills you can translate into something on the other side, be it, a phone job, maybe a customer service job. There's also so many jobs today that you can do working from home. Don't stay somewhere that's abusive. Don't stay somewhere where the ship continues to sink, because eventually GameStop's going to do something so incredibly heinous that you're going to see a lot more stores like the one in Nebraska where everybody at the same time quits. And then it's really over. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like GameStop content, and I know most of the people that are subscribed to this channel that like that, please, I implore you to listen to the podcast that I started, Podcast 572. If you don't know, 572 is the name of my old store number. It doesn't exist anymore. And to be fair, we talk about GameStop quite a bit on that podcast. In fact, I'll be honest, most of the questions we get emailed to us every 2 weeks, we do the podcast every 2 weeks, are about GameStop. And me and my best friend Dan, who happened to be the store manager that I worked under, we love answering them. So if you want more classic GameStop stories, or maybe a lot of insider tips, I guess, so to say, or you want to know just what it was like working on the other side of the counter, go listen to Podcast 572. You're going to have a great time. As always, remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And until next time.